Today I'm announcing that Alberta is creating a new advisory panel made up of experts in this field to guide us into the next phase of addressing homelessness in our province. This advisory panel will provide long-term, strategic advice on homelessness with an increased focus on Indigenous peoples, homelessness in rural communities, addiction recovery, housing, and a connection to broader social services and healthcare systems in our province. I am also announcing changes to how we administer grants to our frontline service providers in our province. One of the recommendations from the task force in 2021 was to deploy provincial funding with the aim of better coordinating community responses across the province, and for us as a government to review funding models, particularly how funding is deployed. As part of this next phase of this work from the task force, provincial funding for housing with supports will be provided directly to service providers in Alberta by the Alberta government going forward.
I think it's vitally important to really, get a hold of the experts and get them all in one room to start having conversations about how different communities have different challenges. While there is a certain overlap that is going to happen across all communities in Alberta, there's certainly unique challenges that individual communities will face, and that's why it's going to be so vitally important for Robin and I to make sure that we've got experts from across the sectors, but also across different communities to ensure that the individual needs are going to be met in the long term.
The reality is that now we're making other funding decisions that need to take into context what is taking place with that money that is flowing through the grants. At the end of the day, those grants are going to remain fully funded. They are going to go to frontline services. This money will not be reabsorbed into our department. It will continue to be spent on that line item directly at the services that it was designed for. And we know that we're going to see significant administrative efficiencies from taking this into the process. We've had to build an administrative process to issue grants now for the other work that the province is doing. It makes sense just from an administrative perspective to bring that all into one shop, which is going to get more money to the frontline services that need them and to the organizations that are working on the front line.